All right, guys, welcome back to the Fighter's Eye podcast. Today, we're going to be breaking down each and every fight on UFC 318. I was going to have a guest on, but I wanted to do this on Monday, and nobody was available on Monday, so I'm doing it by myself. So, yeah, we're going back to the OG way. But, yeah, we're going to be breaking down and predicting every fight on UFC 318. Holloway versus Poirier 3. Poirier's retirement fight, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm going to cry, but it's okay. First fight, Carly Judas versus Nicole Calarari. You know what? They're neither of these women are bad, to be honest. They both they're not bad. I mean, Carly's 26 and Nicole's 28, so they're 2 months and 2 months and 4 years apart. Carly Judy's coming off I believe a head kick KO it was in round one. It was pretty clean. She was the underdog and she came in and head kicked the girl. All four of her wins are by KO or TKO. Yeah, it was head kick. She lost to Karakate on the Contender Series. Isn't the worst loss. Excuse me. And then she lost to Gabriela Fernandez in her debut a little over a year ago. So those are her two losses. They're not bad losses. In her last fight back in March, head kick KO in round one over a big prospect, and yeah, it was clean. Honestly, it was really clean. She's an exciting female MMA fighter. She throws high volume boxing and kickboxing. And she's not bad. She's okay grappling. Her two losses are both by decision. I believe they're both unanimous, but I could be wrong. And Nicole, she's 8-3. I don't know too much about her. I believe I've seen her fight once a while ago. I don't remember. Yeah, I did. It was against Karakate. She fought. Oh, earlier this year. Yeah, she fought earlier this year. Split decision lost to Karakate. So both these females have lost to Karakate. And she's 0-1 in the UFC. She has three losses, one by submission and the other two by decision. But five of her wins are also by knockout and three by submission. So they both have a 100% finish rate. I see finishing this fight to be completely transparent with you. And I'm gonna go Carly Judas by TKO. Female MMA, so it very well could go to decision. But I think both these women are finishers. 4-2, Carly Judas, 100% finish rate. 8-3, Nicole Carlotti, 8-3 again, 100% finish rate. Five knockouts, three submissions, four knockouts for Carly Judas. They mostly have knockouts. So I'm gonna go Carly Judas by TKO and in round three. To be honest, Carly Judas is from Louisiana. This is in Louisiana. So I just don't see her losing in Louisiana. And I actually think Carly Judas has really good potential. Same with Nicole Carlotti. Her loss to Karakate and Carly Judas were very close fights they could have won. And Carly Judas also had a really close fight with Gabrielle Fernandez, who choked out Wen Kong. So that's awkward. But yeah, she had a good performance even in the loss there. And I see Carly Judas moving to 5-1, 5-2. Excuse me. I see her just tiring out Carlotti with the offense because she has a really good gas tank. I don't know why I keep breathing so hard, but she has a really good gas tank. She throws high output in all the rounds, and she's eventually going to catch you on the chin. And I think she's going to catch Nicole late after a competitive fight, catch her with something on the chin, drop her a ground and pound TKO. Carly Judas gets two knockouts in a row, and gets another win in the UFC to kick off the card. Louisiana and winning in Louisiana to kick off the card would be cool. So give me Carly Judas. Second fight, Bruno Ferreira versus Jackson McVeigh. Jackson McVeigh was meant to fight, I believe, Cedric Dumas at UFC 317, and then Dumas pulled out because of his ankle monitor. And then he was meant to fight somebody else. It was Christopher Ewert, but he also pulled out. So I don't know why. I think he didn't make weight. I think it was like a weight thing. But yeah, he pulled out. So McVeigh is 6-0 with three knockouts and three submissions. So he has a 100% finish rate. I watched a little bit of tape on him. He doesn't look that bad. He really doesn't. He's undefeated. I believe he was also. Oh no, I thought he was undefeated in the amateurs for some reason. He took one loss in the amateurs. Oh, is this pro? LFA is a pro show. I don't know why, but yeah, he's on an 11 fight win streak, but he's only 6-0 in the pros. I don't really know, but yeah, he's definitely a finisher. He fights at middleweight. He's coming in short notice. Bruno Ferreira was meant to fight Ikram Aliskerov. Dude, that was going to be such a violent fight. I was gonna pick Ekram. Love Bruno. I was gonna pick Ekram by TKO, but Ekram pulled out the injury. I believe a week, 2 weeks ago. Pulled out a little bit ago. Bruno Ferreira is a Brazilian. He's a striker, but he can't grapple. He's 13-2, and he has 100% finish rate. 9 wins by KO, 4 by submission. He has 2 losses. Yeah, 2 losses. He got knocked out by Nursultan Ruzaboyov, and then he got submitted by Abus Magomedov a little less than a year ago, which aren't bad. By the way, I just want to say this, aren't bad losses. Abus Magomedov is in the top 15 at middleweight, and Nursultan Ruzaboyov, I believe his only loss in the UFC is Joaquin Buckley, who is a top ranked welterweight, and for whatever reason, Nursultan moved down to welterweight. He shouldn't do that, but he did. But yeah, they're not bad losses. And I think Bruno is winning the Abus fight until he got submitted. He just gassed out. But this is different because Bruno Ferreira definitely has the pro experience. Both men have a 100% finish rate again, which is cool. I gotta go Bruno Ferreira by TKO round one, to be honest. Um, I think Bruno's gonna hit too hard and be too strong for Jackson McVeigh to get the grappling going in that range. I can see McVeigh, getting the better with the teeps of the body with the low kicks because he is pretty long. But dude, I think eventually Bruno's gonna find a way to get in and crack that chin. Like later part of round one, probably with like maybe a minute, 45 seconds left, in a close round where everybody's like, all right, dang, Jackson McVeigh doing good, dude. Doing good with the leg kicks. Maybe gets a takedown early, but Bruno gets right back up. All right, Jackson McVeigh's getting started. Bruno slips in. Boom, boom. Two big, just I could just see like a slip in lead hook, following up with an overhand, cracking Jackson McVeigh. He goes down, like tries to recover, but has the roll to the back and then gets TKO'd like that. I really like Bruno Ferreira. I think he could be top 15. A lot of people don't think so. I think so. I think he's really good. And yeah, I'm a big Bruno Ferreira believer, and I think he's gonna get it done first round knockout. And even if McVeigh loses, give him 1 or 2 more fights in the UFC. He's been through a lot with cancellations, and he's a pretty decent. He's good. I think he can actually beat good. I think I could see him beating someone like Torres Finney. Like I could see him beating some people in middleweight. I like Intro Coley. I don't know how the hell that dude's still in the UFC, but yeah, give me Bruno Ferreira by KO. This is a rough debut for McVeigh. Sucks, but at least it's on a pay per view. But yeah, Bruno's probably winning. Next fight, heavyweight, Ryan Spann versus Lucas Brzezinski. Before I even dig into this, Brzezinski is a winner over Walter Walker. Don't know how. One of my friends made a good point. I have a feeling Brzezinski was on the sauce, bro, because he looked bigger, he looked stronger, he more everything he doesn't look in every other fight. He looked in that fight, and he's literally 1-5 with the UFC. Lost to Bode, split decision loss, not a bad loss. Carl Williams isn't the worst loss. Walter Cortez Acosta, he got KO'd, but it's not the best loss. Then he beat Volter by somehow. Then he got slept by McParkin. Again, isn't the worst loss. And then he got slept by Kennedy Zechku, who Walter Walker just heel hooked in the first round, like in less than a minute. Don't know how. I picked Kennedy, bro. I look like an idiot. Walter Walker just literally, it was like he dived into the pool, like just sprinted at him head first. Somehow got a takedown. Somehow got a heel hook. It was the most. It was the most disgusting fight I've ever seen. What Walter Walker does should never work in the UFC, but somehow, bro. But yeah, and Kenny Zechku was like literally 2-0 at heavyweight, moving up from light heavyweight, and then got heel hooked. LOL, bro. Come on now. But Lucas Brzezinski's fighting Ryan Spann, who also is a light heavyweight, who moved up to heavyweight and got slept in round 2 by Waldo Cortez Acosta. So he's 0-1 at heavyweight. He's literally 22-11. So he's a 50% win rate. It's yeah, and most of his wins are most of his losses are by KO. LOL. Um, I mean, yeah. Split decision loss to Anthony Smith. Yeah. Get knocked out by Bogdan Guskov after winning the fight. Come on now, bro. Guillotine choke over Ovin St. Preux, who's old as hell. Come on now. And, and then getting slept by Waldo Cortez Acosta in round 2. Excuse me. Not a bad loss. Waldo's literally in like the top 8. Oh, yeah. But But also, just so y'all know, Ryan Spann has a first round KO over Dominic Reyes with a jab. LOL, Dominic Reyes is in like the top 7 right now. Jeez, I don't know what the hell I'm choking on, but pause, pause. But yeah, this is a low level heavyweight fight to be completely honest. I got to go Ryan Spann. Excuse me. I have to go Ryan Spann, bro. Audio listeners are probably sorry about that, bro. Yeah, I got to go Ryan Spann by KO. No, actually, I'll go decision, bro. I can't trust Ryan Spann to stop anybody, bro. I can't trust this dude. I can't trust him. I can't trust Lucas. This is literally a fight where I'll flip a coin, bro. I don't care who wins because both of them will probably get slept in their next fight. Um, but yeah, Ryan Spann's level of competition is way higher than Brzezinski's. Like Brzezinski fighting Walter Walker and winning. LOL, don't know how. But bro, are we really comparing Kenny Nzechukwu to Walter Cortez Acosta in terms of the last fights? Like Waldo dog walks Kennedy, and I love Kennedy, but yeah. And Ryan Smith's a minus 230 favorite. I think he should be like minus 150, bro. I don't know who the hell is throwing a bunch of money on Ryan Spain to win a fight. Honestly, bro, if I had like if I was rich, bro, I would probably just throw 2K on Brzezinski by like random split decision, because yeah, it's just like I could see a world where Lucas Brzezinski somehow in some way beats a former ranked fighter. But yeah, I'm gonna go Ryan Spain by KO. And Lucas is good. He's not bad at striking at all. But he walks into punches, and that's why he's getting knocked out. If you walk into a hard punch from Ryan Spann, you're gonna go down. That's why I call him Superman, because he hits hard, but he just has bad IQ. If you walk into a punch early, you're going to get slept. He's at heavyweight. He's bulked up. He's bigger now. So I gotta go Kennedy. I'm gonna go or not Kennedy. I gotta go Ryan. Decision. I maybe Brzezinski walks into something early and gets slept, but I feel like bro's just gonna do his best, try to pick out range. And Ryan's, I think this could be a fight where Ryan scores a knockdown in every round, just is unable to finish and wins the fight based off that. Like he's literally losing the exchanges, but once every round drops Brzezinski, and that's how he wins the fight by just getting the knockdowns. So yeah, give me Ryan Spann. Next fight, Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Prachnio. Listen, man, if you are asking me this a year ago, I'm picking Marcin Prachnio by submission. I'm picking Jimmy Crute by submission. I'm picking Jimmy Crute by decision, man. He's a grappler at heart. He's to be it's random, bro. He's literally 0 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws in his last 5. That's like the most random ass record ever. He's never lost by decision. Two knockout losses by KO, 2 losses by KO, and 2 losses by submission. LOL. But his last fight against Rodolfo Bellato, he should have been able to stop him. I like Rodolfo. I think it's incredibly confusing how Jimmy Crute fumbled that finish, and then not only that, got a 10-8 and somehow lost the next 2 rounds. To be completely honest, I thought Jimmy Crute won the fight by 29-27 decision, and I genuinely picked Rodolfo by KO, but I thought Crute won. Don't care though. And then his other draw is back in February of 2023, also in Australia. His both of his draws happened in his hometown, some country. That's awkward. But to Alonzo Menifield in a fight, I thought he won. It's so confusing. I have to rewatch it. I haven't watched it in a while, but it was a really good fight. And then his next fight, he rematched Menifield in that year in July and got guillotined, and then kind of retired for about 2 years, and then came back and he was meant to fight Marcin Prachnio back in February, but Prachnio pulled out. You know, they rebooked the fight, and I think it's going to heavily favor Jimmy Crute. Prachnio's getting submitted, but this is why. This is why. And it's really storming out. But this is why I say submission. I would say decision, right? But bro, if your last fight was against Modestas Bukauskas, by this time, like barely under a year ago, and you're getting submitted on the wrong side of the submission, he got tapped to an arm triangle when Budeskis moved off to the wrong side. That is just shows I don't even know. It just shows mental stupidity. I don't know how the hell you did that. I think he just quit, to be honest. And then his fight with William Knight. Nobody can convince me that fight was rigged. William Knight maybe threw 10 strikes in 3 rounds, bro. It was so He's stupid. But yeah, I don't know how the hell that. Yeah, but yeah, Partneo's last two wins: Devin Clark, who's not even in the UFC, and William Knight, who got cut right after that fight because of how badly he performed. Um, I'm gonna be completely honest. Partneo does have the striking advantage. I think he's gonna be club and sub. I think he's gonna be one of those situations where Partneo is picking at range, and Jimmy Crute has bombs in his hand. Nobody understands this. Crute hits like a hard truck, bro. He hits so hard and nobody realizes it because it's like because his recent performances. I think he could knock out Martian Pragnio, who has the undoubted kicking advantage. And I could just see a world where Jimmy catches the kick, bink, catches him with a shot, bro falls and gets arm triangled. Because for whatever reason, Martian Pragnio is always getting submitted by arm triangles, and Jimmy Crute actually has a pretty decent arm triangle. And yeah, I just see him catching a leg kick, big lead hook, dropping him. Pragnio tries to get back to the feet. He gets on top, starts running him down, ground and pound in full guard. Pragnio tries sliding off. Boom, arm triangle locked in. He taps. Um, Honestly, I can see it early. I can see it round one. Pragnio has no submission defense. He has really bad takedown defense. He 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 is a kickboxer bust. He cannot grapple. But I'm gonna say round two. I'm gonna give him the advantage. I don't know. Jimmy Crute comes out like hell on wheels in that first round, and I think maybe Pragnio is able to know that bink 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 bink, just stick jabs, stick 1-2s, rip uppercut in the clinch, just based off counters. And I think eventually round two is going to start. Pragnio is going to know he's up one round. I think Pragnio will get that first round based off countering and based off footwork, head movement, and just all like lateral movement to get out of the way of Jimmy's takedowns and big shots. And I think it's going to be like towards middle of round two, he throws a leg kick, catches it, hits him with a lead hook, and drops Pragnio, and just ends up getting arm triangled. Because the second you have Pragnio on the ground in a good position, the fight's over. He's not going to be able to get up, and he's going to get locked in a submission. It's just his style. He doesn't know how to counter submissions. He doesn't know how to do anything. So yeah, yeah. Give me Jimmy Crute by submission. I love Jimmy Crute too. He was like one of my favorite like underrated fighters. Like when I first got into MMA, the first fight I watched with Jimmy Crute was the draw against Alonzo Metafield, and I didn't know how bad Anthony Smith was late in his career. So I was like, dang, Jimmy Crute, blah 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 blah. He's going to get up there in the rankings. Yeah, I was completely off, and I probably crazy. I think he's still making it in the top 15. If we got Bogdan Guskov in the top 15, we can get Jimmy Crute in there. So yeah, give me Jimmy Crute by submission round two, arm triangle. I'm calling it. Next fight, Islam Dolatov versus Adam Fugy. I know this fight was meant to happen before. I don't remember which card. I know I remember seeing this fight earlier in the year. Yeah, it was meant to happen on some. Oh, it was meant to happen on Seattle. That's what it was. But yeah, Dolatov is a great striker. He's Oh no, he has one loss by decision. 6 of his KOs by knockout. 5 by submission. They have a lot of 100% finish rate fighters on here. And Adam Fugy is 2-2 in the UFC. I know he got finished by Mike Malott before Mike Malott got brutally fraud checked by Neil Magny. LOL. But here's the win over Josh Quinlan, which it was a split decision. It wasn't all that good of a performance from either man. I had Josh Quinlan on. I respect him. It was a weird fight to be honest. And then he got guillotined. My bad. He got guillotined by Mike Malott. Beat Yushika and showed he beat this one Japanese dude who had some hype, which was a good win. And then his debut was a round 3 knockout loss to Michael Morales, who he's actually made it really far in fights with Michael Morales and didn't even look bad. I mean, Gilbert Burns got stopped in like 90 seconds. I love you, Gilbert. But yeah, so yeah, Dolotov pulled out and then he was meant to fight Billy Ray Goff and then that fight got canceled. So now he's rebooked against Dolotov. And I got to go Dolotov by round 1 KO. Got to be honest. Adam Fugate, I don't trust his chin and I don't trust his defense. His 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 basic boxing is good. His leg kicks are all right, but other than that, he doesn't really do anything. Like he doesn't throw high kicks. He doesn't throw knees. He's mostly a wrestler. And if you're decent at basic striking against someone like Dolotov, you're gonna get knocked out early. You're not gonna get a chance to grapple, unless Adam Fugate comes in, touch gloves, and shoots a double leg immediately. I don't see this getting in the clinch. I see Adam Fugate getting slept with like a brutal counter. Like Fugate tries sticking a jab and he rolls with it and lands a big straight shot and chins Adam Fugit, ground and pound TKO. I think it's a basic breakdown. It's only a matter of time before Adam Fugit gets chinned, and I respect Adam Fugit. This is a layup fight, and this is a fight to get Dolotov a highlight reel in the UFC and kind of cut Adam Fugit. To be honest, he's 2-2. If he loses again to a debut, it's not gonna look good. And yeah, I mean, literally, is Dolotov's nickname is the Ripper. I don't like that. If you have a nickname like that, you're sleeping people, and he's sleeping and subbing people, and I think he's just gonna sleep Adam Fugit pretty early, probably like 2 minutes in round one. I don't think this fight's like, this is a fight where he just sleeps him and gets 50,000 performance bonus because he's from Europe and because he got a clean KO. So yeah, give me Islam Durotov. I don't really have anything else to break down about that. Next fight, this could be an early fight of the night. I'm gonna be honest. Robert Valentine versus Aptia Gaudier. Yeah, this is the Atiba Gaudier guy. This is what we call mini Francis Ngannou. This is what we call the touch of death at middleweight. So we had Francis Ngannou from Cameroon who had the touch of death at heavyweight. Slept everybody. If they got hit on the chin, they got slept, brother. And he's from Cameroon. Tia Gaudier is also from Cameroon. He's 7-1 with a decision loss, and 6 of his 7 wins come by KO. And we set him up in Mexico. We let him fight Jose Medina because everybody said Jose Medina will never get knocked out. So yeah, the UFC wanted to do a science test. Can Jose Medina's chin get broken by a mini Ngannou? And indeed did. And yeah, he slept Medina brutally. So now we don't have to do scientific tests on Medina because he's not like made of titanium. But yeah, he got brutally slept with the knee, and then he got hit with some clean ground and pound. And the Todiers Gaudier's decision loss comes by split as well. Yeah, it comes by a split decision. And it was his second pro fight. This fight will be challenging for Toro Gotti if he doesn't sleep him early. Valentin has underrated submissions and he has good striking. He trains at Tiger Kickboxing with some dude on that was on the Ultimate Fighter that put on a masterclass. I forget who. I remember the fight. The guy on the Ultimate Fighter was training with Valentine a lot, and Valentine trains in Thailand, and everybody's so elite at kickboxing in Thailand. I kind of want to pick Valentine. I kind of do. And you know what? I will. I will pick Valentine by split decision. No lying. This is either Arturo Gotti comes out here and he's really mini Ngannou, and this bro chins Valentine, and who's already 0-2 in the UFC. So chins him and kicks him out the UFC. Or Robert Valentine, who's 10-5, gets like just kind of like a boring decision, but not letting him get close. And yeah, yeah. Valentine has 5 losses, 2 by KO losses, 1 by submission loss, and then 2 by decision. Yeah. All right. This is what I'll say. The Ryan Loader, you got TKO. The Torres Finney fight, bro. Who the hell is counting that as a credible loss? Who the hell watches that fight and says, "Yeah, Valentine's shit"? Torres Finney maybe strikes for 20 seconds, and there was maybe 6 takedowns in the 15 minutes. It was bro hugging Valentine against the cage because he knew if he got at range, he was going to get finished. We're not counting that. Did Valentine lose this fight clearly? Yes. Was it? I don't know how it was split decision. It was clear Valentine lost. But bro, well, I'm not counting that, bro. I'm counting him 0-1 in the UFC. I'm not counting that as a real loss because Torres Finney's a dick sucker. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Valentine by split decision though. I'm gonna say he gets clipped early and almost gets finished in round one, and then round two he like he's still hurt in the beginning of round two, gets hit with a couple more shots, and then, later in the round starts bouncing back, and it's an round, and then round three, we start to notice, oh, okay, Uptear's a little gassed. His arms are feeling heavy on him because he is shredded, dude. Abtur Gotti has way too much muscle for a dude of his size. Then his arms start getting tired, and then, Valentine's gonna hit the tip of the body, stepping with elbows, leg kicks, calf kicks, all that good stuff. And he gets round three. And I literally think it's gonna come down to round two, where it's maybe a 10-8 in round one, but it's not really. Like, he gets dropped and then he recovers on the ground. I think he has better wrestling than Godier. I don't think he's that good of wrestling. And I think if Godier wins this, the second he fights a dude like Andre Petrosky, Rodolfo Bellato, Joe Pyfer, someone that can wrestle and strike, he's gonna lose. So yeah, I'm gonna take Valentine. I think he's gonna be able to cover from the knockdown round two. He's gonna slightly edge just based on activity and based on like clinch work. And then round three, I think will be all Valentine. To be honest, I think Torgotti's going to get gassed or like the minute in, minute and a half in round three, and then boom, Valentine starts picking it up, lands a lot of significant strikes, lands some clean hits, and yeah, give me Robert Valentine by split decision. I'm going with like literally a 5-1 underdog. What is he, like a 4 or 5-1 underdog? He's a huge underdog, and I really do think Valentine's gonna get it done. He is a he's a plus 420 underdog. I'm going with the 420 underdog. Give me Robert Valentine. Next fight. Oh Lord. Francisco Prado versus Nikolai Vernatenikov. How the hell is Vertanikov still in the UFC? He just lost to a debut in Austin Vanderford, which, by the way, where is he? He took like no damage in that fight. I don't know why he hasn't fought again. Hope he fights soon. I'm actually kind of interested in him. But yeah, he got TKO'd in round two and got beat up really bad on the ground, and then kind of like just got up and slapped or pushed Oscar Vanderford for no reason. He clearly lost and got TKO'd, and he just quit. But for some reason, he decided to put his hands on Vanderford after the fight. Don't know why he didn't get released. And the fight before that, he lost a split decision to Danny Barlow, who everybody thought was good, and then we saw him get KO'd by Sam Patterson. LOL, Sam Patterson has no knockout power. But yeah, he got slapped in the round one. So it's like okay, yeah, you lost by split decision before we knew how bad Danny Barlow's chin was. But yeah, I I don't know who's winning, bro. Because in Prado's last fight, he fought in Australia against Jake Matthews, and this is why I'm not gonna shit on the loss because Jake Matthews just came in here and standing rear naked choked Chidi and Jokawani in like 70 seconds or less. Really impressive performance, and Prado's never been finished, and he has 12 finishes, 6 by KO, 6 by submission. He has 100% finish rate as well. I'm not gonna shit on it because it was a really fun fight while it lasted, and he brutally KO'd Ottman Zaitar almost over 2 years ago though. And since then he fought Daniel Zellhuber and took an absolute ass whooping. Somehow didn't get knocked down or knocked out. And then he took an absolute ass whooping from Jake Matthews. Somehow didn't get dropped or knocked out. Don't know how. And then his fight with Jamie Mullarkey was pretty competitive, and that was before Jamie Mullarkey started losing a bunch. So I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go with Prado. I really don't know. I think Prado's like a 150 favorite, minus 150. I don't know if Nicolau keeps it at range, maybe he's able to just win 2 to 3 rounds based off activity and like kicking him in the legs and head kicks and all, like because he is way longer. Prado is he's a minus 145, and Vertanikov is like what plus what plus 125. Honestly, bro, I'm tempted to bet Vertanikov money line. I definitely got to dig in before I bet. I am going to bet this weekend. I'm going to. I hope LOL, if I'm allowed to. LOL. But and if I bet on somebody, even though I don't pick them, it's just because they're underdog, and I think it's good odds. But yeah, I gotta go Prado. Gotta go Prado. Damn, I don't know. Because Nikolai Vertanikov, jeez, that's a confusing name. He's like six something. He's pretty tall. He's 35 though, and I don't like that. He's 6'1". Okay, so he's not that tall for welterweight. He's pretty tall for welterweight. Like I think the average welterweight is like 5'11". How tall is Prado? Prado should be fighting at lightweight. I don't know why he moves up to. I don't understand this dude. He's like what? He's 5'10". And he's a 69-inch reach, and I think I just seen for Tankov as like a 73, 74. I think it's 73. I'm gonna check real quick. I swear I just saw 73. It's 74. Oh geez. Okay. You know what? Do I take Varenikov? Because if I pick Varenikov and this dude goes out and does me this last fight and looks not even like regional MMA worthy, I'm going to be upset. Because my last, if y'all don't know, I went 6-6 on predictions on the last card, which is disgraceful. Um, I'll go Varenikov, bro. I'll go Varenikov by split decision, 29-28. It's just Prado's so short, and he should be at lightweight, bro. he should be at lightweight. I don't know why he's at welterweight. He's so small for welterweight. He's short. He doesn't have a long reach. He's going to get beat up by guys that have range. Even Jake Matthews, who isn't tall, who fought at lightweight, beat his ass. And Zahuberg put on an absolute master class against this dude. Got 10-8 on the feet, bro. It's so like I gotta go Varenikov. I gotta go Varenikov. I think he's gonna be able to use the reach and the length and just be able to get more done. It's going to be a similar situation to the Gautier Valentine fight where Prado comes out looking good. No, I think it actually be the opposite, to be honest. I don't know why I'm saying that. Voronikov is going to get the first 2 rounds and then gas out. And then it's going to be the shorter guy coming on late, ripping body shots, get him on the clinch. I could even see a world where Prado's down 2 rounds and gets a TKO with like a body shot because Voronikov quits. But I'm going to trust Voronikov not quitting this fight. I don't know why, but I'm going to trust it. And I'm going to say 29-28, unanimous. He just wins the first 2 rounds based off footwork, head movement, and kind of making it boring. And then the third round, Prado risks it all, takes all the shots he needs to on the chin to get in and clip his own. So yeah, give me Varenikov. If I look like an idiot, cool. Roast me in the comments. I'm just gonna pick Varenikov because he's taller and ranger, and he's actually the welterweight, and Prado's the lightweight. He just, I don't know why he's at welterweight. Yeah, give me Varenikov. Next fight, Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen's already 1-0 against bro. He beat him up in a street fight in the casino. LOL. They both. It's a disgrace that happened. Um, I don't like Marvin Vittori, and I actually kind of fuck with Brendan Allen. I actually really like Brendan Allen. Do I pick Brendan Allen to make smart fight IQ decisions? You know what? Tuco Togus won the fight. I'm picking Brendan Allen as well. I'm picking Brendan Allen by unanimous. I'm gonna pick him by unanimous. 29-28 across the board. Um, I think he could probably take down Vittori early. I don't see him holding him down. I think Vittori's gonna get up. I will say this: Brendan Allen has underrated striking. I like his striking. I like when he picks the leg kicks. I like when he times the body shots. I like the knees in the clinch. I like it all. His gas tank worries me at times, like in the Nasruddin fight. It was a little and then his last fight against Anthony Hernandez, he, I'm gonna be real, he could have stopped Anthony Hernandez in the third round. Just some of the fight IQ moves he makes later in the fights cost him the fights. I'm going to be honest. That first round he had against Nasruddin went as perfect as he could want it. Took him down, held him down, did damage. Second round, he got the takedown and then he slept up. Nasruddin got back up. And then Brendan Allen started shooting the most visible, most I know he's going to shoot a takedowns I've ever seen in the second round. In the third round, he was gassed and just literally wouldn't strike. He just kept doing stupid time takedowns and he wouldn't strike, and that's why he lost. That was that. And then with Hernandez, he was arguably down 2 rounds, to be honest. He didn't look the best he could have looked in that fight. Was on the back, landing ground and pound, that for whatever reason just decided to try to get a rear naked choke instead of beating his head in like he was already doing and kind of hurting Hernandez with the ground and pound strikes. I don't know why he did that, but he ended up losing as well. Um, I'm gonna go Allen by decision. Allen's younger, he's more in his prime, and Vittori's taking so much damn damage. And Allen trains with an amazing gym in Cliff. Yeah, so I'm gonna take Allen. I think it's a simple breakdown. Brennan Allen wins the first round. He wins the second round, starts the gas, maybe, and blockhead Vittori comes on and lands some good shots and wins round 3. But Brennan Allen just did way more in the first 2 rounds, and even then, Vittori doesn't do like a hell of a lot to win the third. And then yeah, but Vittori's never been stopped. All 7 of his losses are by decision. And bro, if you're losing to Roman Dolidze in a 5 round fight, who doesn't have good cardio, who doesn't have good fight IQ, who really isn't top 10 like real material, I'm still gonna pick him to beat Hernandez, but still, it's just random to me. Yeah, yeah, I gotta go Brendan Allen. I think Brendan Allen's just gonna do more and win. Um, I think like top 10 is Brendan Allen's max though, and I think top 10 is Marvin Vittori's max. Like I don't see Marvin Vittori lose to someone like I don't know. Maybe he loses someone like Gregory Rodriguez or Joe Pyfer, but I see him like beating up Bo Nickel and stuff like that. But yeah, weird fight. Yeah, weird fight. To be completely transparent with you, I gotta go Brendan Allen though. To be honest, gotta go Brendan Allen by decision. It could go either way. I could see Vittoria winning, but I'm gonna stick with my gut, Brendan Allen. Feature prelim. This is gonna be a short breakdown. If y'all know, I recently did an interview with Vinicius Oliveira, who's 3-0 the UFC. Last two wins, Saeed Nurmagomedov and Ricky Simone, in impressive fights. And the Saeed fight came in with broken ribs and still clearly won. Straight and simple. Second round knockout for Vinicius Oliveira. He called it in the interview with my friend, and he called it in my interview second round knockout. I'm trusting the man. I'm betting him. He's on my parlay, no doubt. I think it's gonna break them. Kyler's good on the feet, but his casting obviously is not as good as we think. LOL, he won one round against Rob Font and then completely gassed and got beat up the next 3 rounds. In the clinch, got beat up against the cage, got beat up on the ground, got beat up on the feet, got beat up everywhere. Vinicius has a good gas tank. Even when he looks tired, he has a lot of energy. The energy he brought in my interview told me this man is on a mission to kill Kyler Phillips, literally. And I think the first round won't even be close. I think Vinicius' footwork is going to be too much. Maybe Kyler Phillips starts chewing the calf later, like, middle part later in the round. And it's like, ooh, can Vinicius take it? I think Vinicius is going to come out and stick him with hard punches, stick him with knees to the body in the clinch, stick him with elbows in close. Maybe just for the hell of it, get a takedown. He even said he might. So, yeah, maybe that. Because he said he hasn't shown his grappling, but he does just want to go in there and strike and fight. And he just seems like a fighter to me, dude. He just seems like he wants to come in there and brawl and knock out Kyler Phillips. And I think the pressure Vinicius puts on Kyler in that first round is going to put an immediate effect on him, like worse than any pressure Rob Font put on him. That second round, halfway through, body shot TKO is what I'm gonna see. I can see Kyler stepping in, eats a knee to the body, and just crumbles. And Vinicius rains down hell, and then probably starts doing some TikTok dance and making fun of Kyler and gets on the interview like, "All glory to God," because I can tell bro believes in God, and I can tell what he says he believes and what he says he will make happen. I can just tell, and I think Vinicius is gonna come in here and have the performance of the lifetime and stop Kyler Phillips, and everybody's gonna say this kid could beat Marab. This kid is good. This kid deserves a top five opponent. Song Yadong, O'Malley. He's gonna come into that type of performance and beat Kyler Phillips everywhere and anywhere the fight goes. So yeah, give me Vinicius by round two TKO. I think it's a simple breakdown. Next fight, main card opener: Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. Man, I love Michael Johnson. This is a round one KO for Daniel Zellhuber. Michael Johnson's like 39. I believe he's 39. He might be 40. He's 39. Yeah, he definitely is 39. Yeah, he's 39. He's on a 2-fight win streak. Oh, he's also born in June. Oh, I don't want to pick against him now. He fought in Tampa. Shot. All right. Before I even, I just said he was gonna get knocked out. Michael Johnson. Thank you, bro. The security guards at Tampa were such a-holes, and this man pushed aside a security guard to take 2 photos with me. So shout out you, Michael Johnson. I respect you, bro. I've been a fan. I actually love that. I appreciate it. I was the only one he took a photo with. So yeah, that made me feel like a special kid. So yeah, I was happy about that. But damn, I wish he's gonna get KO'd. He's gonna get KO'd in round one. I love you, Michael Johnson. Just his chin is not what it used to be. And Daniel Zellhuber is so durable, and he took an ass beating and had literally the fight of the year in 2024 with Esteban Rivas in September. It's July, like halfway through July. He's definitely had time to recover. And Michael Johnson fought in December. And usually he takes like 8, 9 months off. This is only a 7 month turnaround. Pretty much a 6 month because it was like halfway through December when he fought. I can just see him just getting spinning heel kick KO'd. I'm gonna be honest. It's going to be a brutal KO. And I think this might be Michael Johnson's last fight. He's fought for years and years and years. His record is 23-19. He has so many finishes. He's been finished. He's had wars to decision. He has had wars where he took the L in the decision. I respect Michael Johnson, and I think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. I think a few of his fights that have happened and just his career and what he's done. He used to be top five at lightweight. I think he's gonna go down as a Hall of Famer in like a respect way and a fight of the year way. Yeah, Michael Johnson's really underrated and he's really underappreciated. But Daniel Cerrone just he's younger, he's quicker, he's stronger, he hits harder, he moves, his footwork's better, his head works different, or his head movement, sorry. His head movement is better. It's more elite. And he's gonna catch Johnson early, like early in the first, fight starting. And Johnson's just gonna get hit with something big. Because there is bad blood coming into this, and I don't like that for Johnson. because in past fights with Justin Gaethje, like Dustin Poirier, he's gotten too emotional in the fight, and that's what cost. And with Tony Ferguson, and that's what costed him the win. Honestly, Dustin Poirier, he knocked him out in the first round. LOL, why you gotta do my boy like that? We're gonna get into that, but yeah, I had to go Zahuber by round KO. He's just gonna catch Johnson early. So yeah, give me Daniel Zahuber. Next fight. I'm so excited. Danny Gay's back, boys. Danny Gay versus Patricio Pitbull. I really like this fight, even though I literally said Patricio Pitbull should. I literally said after Patricio got beat up by Yair that I wanted to fight him next, that I would be his next fight. I don't mind the Danny Gay fight, and I'm picking Danny Gay by decision. I don't think he's gonna knock out Patricio. If Yair couldn't, I don't think Danny Gay is. They both fought in UFC 314. Danny Gay got a third round knockout win. Like I called, everybody picking Shaw Woods, and I literally picked Ige by KO. And then Patricio got beat up by Yair at kickboxing range. And now Yair's literally gonna fight for the title. I don't know why. So stupid. UFC just make Yair versus Pico, and then freaking make Volk versus Movzar. But no, the UFC wants to give Yair a title shot after one win after literally losing two before. It makes no sense. UFC is a disgrace, and fuck Yair Rodriguez. But yeah, no, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't be like that. But yeah, it's stupid. But yeah, I'm picking Danny again. I'm picking Danny again by decision, to be completely transparent with you, man. Um. I just think he's at a better point in his career. Patricio Pitbull, he's had one fight in the UFC, and all his other fights were in Bellator and PFL and all this good stuff. And credit to him, he's only been stopped 3 times, and he has 12 wins by knockout, 12 wins by submission, and 12 wins by decision. That's a bit of an awkward record. Oh, he also fought in Ryzen, and he lost, but I didn't even know that. Yeah. And before that, bro, he hadn't even fought in over a year, and then he comes back and he fights Yair and gets beaten. And he did April 12th to July 19th for a fighter isn't that long of a time off. And the body kicks he took, just some of the shots he took to the legs on the body, I know stung. And then he gets an underrated boxer, and he has good leg kicks, and he's all right grappling. Like, he's been out grappled against like Movsar Evloev, who's an elite grappler. And even Josh Emmett did some grappling to him. But yeah, I gotta go Ige. I think he's just in the better point of his career. I think he's gonna keep his number 14 spot. And I would love to see Ige versus Onama. I'd love to see that. I think that's a great next step. Who's that one dude that just won this past weekend at featherweight? Morgan Sherrier, maybe. I don't think so. Ige versus Nathaniel Wood. I've always been interested in that. I just don't see Ige, even if he comes out here and stops Patricio Pitbull or beating anybody ranked above him. To be completely transparent, or Steve Garcia, but I don't know. Yeah, I gotta go Ige. I'm a fan of Ige first of all. And I think his boxing's better, and I think his cardio will be better, and I just think his fight IQ is better. Honestly, Patricio Pitbull definitely has the advantages. 36-8 is Pitbull, and Ige's 19-9. He's a -180 favorite, which doesn't surprise me considering Patricio just looked washed against a year fight. That's what it is at the end of the day. He used no wrestling. He implemented nothing he should have to beat Yair, and he looked bad. He looked slow. He looked old. He looked all that. And yeah, I think you guys can just capitalize. And I'm gonna say 29-28. I think it's gonna be a cool fight. I don't think it's gonna be a boring fight. I don't think it's gonna be a bad fight. I think Pitbull is definitely gonna have moments in Clint in short. Because Ige does sometimes leave his chin open, but he has a dynamite chin, bro. He has a hard iron chin. And I don't see Pitbull cracking it. I mean, if Josh Emmett can't, if Calvin Cater can't, if most or if Volyev can't, if all the other guys that Ige has fought, Nate Landwehr. I mean, like, if just some of the people he's fought couldn't crack it. Lerone Murphy, Diego Lopez, Chan Sung Jung. Like, if these people can't crack it, I think it's just highly unlikely that Patricio cracks it. So I'm gonna pick Ige by decision. Next fight, Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. All right, I'm picking Kevin Holland. Somebody's everybody else. Daniel Rodriguez blocked me on Instagram, and he's like one of the only fighters I genuinely dislike. I'm gonna pick Kevin Holland by submission, to be honest. I mean, Kevin Holland's a 4-1 favorite. That's a bit extreme. He should be like a 2-1. Daniel Rodriguez, to his credit, had a great performance against Santiago Ponzinibbio. KO'd him. Brutal KO. Clean KO. Shout out him. That was a nasty KO what he did. Caught him with a nasty 5-piece. And at that last punch, I could just tell he threw a lot into it and hit him. right on the chin. Actually, had Ponzinibbio so hurt that when he got up, he was falling into the ref. Yeah, he beat up Ponzinibbio. He messed up Ponzinibbio with that KO. But bro, you put Rodriguez against Luque, it's going to be a competitive split decision. Probably Rodriguez wins, to be honest. But I'm picking Kevin Holland. The way Kevin Holland looked against Gunnar Nelson was impressive. The way he looked against Vicente Luque. He submitted him with an anaconda choke. That is Luque's choke. The Darce chokes, the anaconda chokes. That is Luque's go-to submission. And Kevin Holland caught him with that same submission, which just shows that Kevin Holland BJJ is very good, bro. It's actually good. Genuinely, it's good. In his last two losses, he had he broke his ribs or something to Roman. It was an injury loss, and his coach stopped it. And even then, it was like, he wasn't looking the best. But then Rainier Dritter was a bad performance for Kevin Holland. I picked Kevin Holland. It was a bad performance. It really was. But that's Rainier, who's literally fighting Robert Whitaker later this month. Like literally like next week, I think it is. It's literally next weekend. So yeah, um, I gotta go Kevin Holland by submission. I'm gonna say round two, and maybe even round one, because Rodriguez doesn't have that good of a chin either. To be honest with you, he really doesn't have that good of a chin, and that's what worries me. Is that he's just not even going to be able to take the power from Kevin Owens. Like, this is weird matchmaking, and this was made like maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It wasn't even made that long ago. It was like made while the card, like, no, it was made like 2 weeks ago because this was made after the original main card was announced. And then, they moved things around and then threw this fight on here. But yeah, I'm going to go Kevin Holland round two submission, maybe even round one submission. It could be a club and sub. I could really see a club and sub. Rodriguez throws some kick, and Kevin Holland catches it with a straight shot right on the chin that drops him, and then he gets him into like an arm triangle, or Rodriguez rolls his back and gets a rear naked choked. I'm actually gonna say rear naked choke, to be honest. I'm gonna say round two rear naked choke. Kevin Holland gets another submission win, and then we can finally see Kevin Holland versus Colby Covington, which I'm interested in. I think Kevin Holland wins as well, to be honest, but I gotta do more research on that. But Rodriguez is this type of fighter where he will beat a lot of people outside the top 15, but if you throw him in there with like a few people that are unranked, like someone like Gabriel Bonfim, or you throw him in there with Wonder Boy, throw him in there with Neil Magny, who's already gotten submitted by. You throw him in there with veterans that are right outside the top 15 or people that are inside the lower top of the top 15, he's gonna lose in not good fashion. It's not gonna be a good fight for him. And I think this situation, Holland's ranked 15, I believe. Just beat Luque, now he's in the rankings. I think this is round two rear naked choke win for Kevin Holland. Co-main event: Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. This was meant to happen at UFC 317. They moved it to 318 because 318 had like no good fights besides like two, and that includes the main event. I'm tempted to go Costa, bro. He's a plus 225 underdog, and it's a weird fight for me. A lot of people thought Roman Kopylov was going to come in there and absolutely outclass Chris Curtis, and it was a close fight before Roman Kopylov weirdly, like he threw a head kick. Curtis blocked it, but it still dropped him with a single second left in the fight. It was stopped. It was a weird stoppage. Curtis was fine. It was a weird stoppage. I think the fight would have already went to Kopylov by like really close, unanimous or split. But yeah, um, when's the last time Costa fought? Was it February? No, there's no way it's been over a year. It might have been though. Okay, it was over a year. Sean Strickland in that born fight. Um, dude, I'm gonna go Roman. Mm, but do I trust him to beat Costa? Like, it's just a step up from Curtis to Costa in terms of who he's fought. He's fought Israel for the title. He's fought Sean Strickland. He's fought Robert Whitaker. He's fought Luke Rockhold. He's fought Yoel Romero and beat Yoel in a war. And that was when Yoel was still, good. He's fought Marvin Vittori. He's knocked out Uriah Hall before he was completely washed. Because Costa used to be a scary man for middleweight. He used to be a scary, scary man for these middleweights. And I think he still has that power. I'm going to go Paulo Costa by unanimous decision. No, you know what? Call me crazy. I'm going Costa by TKO. Costa by TKO. Round one or two. Roman gets better as the fight goes, and I think Costa should know that, and I think that should be a part of his game plan to take the heart out of Roman early. Beat him hit him, hurt him, drop him, to where Kopilov's like, fuck, this is a big step up, and I thought it was going to be easier than it is. Because Costa's 4 losses are to literally the best guys at middleweight. Israel Adesanya, Robert Whitaker, Sean Strickland, and Marvin Vittori. And that was a close fight with him and Marvin. Really close fight. So, yeah. And it was a fight of the year in 2021. That fight was so good as well. Yeah, give me Costa by TKO, man. I'm going to take this underdog. I'm going to trust Costa. And if he loses, I'm never picking him again. I don't care who he fights. I'm never picking him again. So, yeah, give me Paulo Costa. Should be a close fight. Should be a banger. Should be a heater. The kickboxing, the leg kicks in this fight are going to be good. The boxing exchange will be good. And I think, all right, I think Kopilov in terms of kicking is better, but I think in close, in boxing range, and in a range where they can exchange shots, I think that's where Costa can put him away. Like we've seen Roman get knocked out, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he was knocked out early in his UFC career. Never mind, he's never been knocked out. Oh, he was rear naked choked by Anthony Hernandez. I thought he got ground and pounded. But yeah, um, I'm gonna go Costa by KO. Round one, round two. Just they're in an exchange punch, and Costa gets the better and drops them out. And when Costa scores knockdowns, they're brutal and they're like, damn, that's nasty. And I think it's just gonna be a thing where Roman's kind of win the fight. They get in close, and Costa rips a shot that hits him on the chin, like a lead hook that hits him on the chin and drops Kopilov. And it's kind of like a, ooh, the referee jumps right in. It's like, ooh, was that early? But no, look at the body language, that type of thing. But yeah, I'm gonna take Costa by TKO. Main event: Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier for the BMF, the baddest mother effer belt, and Poirier's retirement fight. Boys, we're shining bright one last time. I picked Poirier against Islam. I've picked Poirier against literally every dude who's fought: Benoit, Oliveira, Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez, Anthony Pettis, Michael Chandler, Conor McGregor. I've picked him against every dude he's fought, and I will do that until the day I die. Dustin Poirier is winning this fight by decision. I'm calling it, man. Like every dude he's fought, he's had good moments in. Charles, he dropped Charles. Chandler, he choked Chandler and hurt him. Gaethje, he was kind of stinging Gaethje before getting head kicked. Benoit, slapped Benoit. Makhachev was beating the snot out of Makhachev in some exchanges. Split him open, was busting him up, was hurting the body, was really. It was 2-2 in my book, dude. It was 2 rounds of two. If Poirier went out and got that fifth round convincingly, I think he would have won that fight. In that fifth round, he was touching Islam up on that chin. Bink, ba ba ba, bink. He was touching with that lead hook, and he was touching him with the 1-2s. So yeah, but yeah, this will be a war. Um, I'm gonna pick Poirier by literally 48-47 split decision. This is going to be a razor close, maybe unanimous. Poirier's 2-0 against Holloway. First time he got an arm triangle or like an arm bar submission, but that was when Poirier, or that was when Holloway was like a baby, like a little baby, and it was a clean submission for Poirier. And then the next time was Holloway was like featherweight champion, stopping everybody, putting beatings on everybody. And then short notice he moves up and fights Poirier for the interim lightweight belt, and literally put on such a good fight. It was a war. It's one of my favorite fights to rewatch, honestly. And yeah, he put on an absolute war. Unfortunately, he got a close decision loss, and then he went back, beat up Frank Yeager, lost twice to Volk, put on an absolute ass whooping against Calvin Cater, then beat Yair, and then lost to Volk, and then put on a war with Allen, knocked out Chan Sung Jung in his retirement fight, brutally slept Justin Gaethje at UFC 300. That was his last time at lightweight. And then yeah. Yeah, that was his last fight. We're not counting that Ilya knockout because he made me sad. No, no, I'm playing. Ilya knocked out Poirier. Or knocked out Poirier. No, 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 no. He knocked out Chandler. Poirier would beat the hell out of Ilya. I will say that. Poirier beats Ilya by KO. He probably chins Ilya, to be honest. I'm gonna be real. We've seen Ilya get dropped, but yeah. I'd pick Poirier against literally any person on earth. I'd pick him against Tom Aspinall. I don't care. But yeah. I gotta go Poirier here. It's one of those fights where Max Holloway's 0-3 in the Volkanovski rivalry, and I think it's going to be another 0-3, except I don't think it's going to be a dominating fight like how Holloway and Volk's first 2 fights were close, and then Holloway got smashed up for all 5 rounds in the third one. I think it's going to be war. I think both men are going to be bleeding. I think there's going to be elbows. I don't really think that he's going to hit the ground. Maybe it hits the clinch, maybe Poirier's ripping some uppercuts in the clinch, maybe a knee to the body, and Holloway tries breaking with some elbows, breaking with some hooks to the body, like that type of stuff. It's gonna be a striking fight. It's gonna be a fight of the year. It's gonna be a war. Even Poirier said he doesn't want to knock out. He wants an all-out war for his retirement fight. Max Holloway said, "Bring it on." This is just a fun fight. I think this is going to be an all-out war. I think this will be fight of the year, and I think Poirier's gonna get the win. Poirier's never lost 2 fights in a row. He's coming off a loss. This is in Louisiana. Him, Brendan Allen, and Carly Judas are all Louisiana people, and I'm pretty much always gonna pick somebody in their hometown. And this fight card was made for Dustin Poirier. They went to Louisiana for Dustin Poirier, and he's going to get this win in his retirement fight. It's going to be a war. 48, 47s across the board. Maybe someone's like, oh, I think maybe a few MMA people are like YouTubers, analysts, like, dang, they could have maybe went to Holloway, but I think most people are gonna be like fight of the year. Poirier got it. Maybe it's a split, but we're in Louisiana, so it's probably gonna favor Poirier too, to be honest. But dude, I think Poirier's gonna get it done. I think he's gonna go out with a he's gonna go out shining bright one last time, go out with a bang, go out in Louisiana, go out with the BMF belt. And his teammate Jorge Masvidal also held the BMF belt. I think he's gonna go out that BMF belt, and it's gonna be a standing ovation. Everybody's gonna be showing their respect for the fight for Poirier, for Holloway, and he's probably gonna get a long post-fight introduction speech, win or lose if he for his retirement. But I think he's gonna come out with a win. So yeah, give me Dustin Poirier. Shine bright one last time. Shine bright like a diamond. Dustin Poirier will win by decision. Well, yeah, that was my breakdown of UFC 318. That was like almost an hour, maybe even a little over. That was a long breakdown. I try to go more in depth for you guys. So yeah, that was my breakdown of UFC 318. Let me know what your picks are in the comments. Make sure you like, follow, and share. We are like 93 subscribers. We need 7 more. So let's get 7 subscribers to get to 100 before Saturday. That's the goal. We're going to hit 100 subscribers, and then Dustin Poirier is going to go out with a bang. So yeah, appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.